Today is August 11, 2022. This is the Kubebuilder and Controller Runtime meeting. Please don't say nothing that you don't like to be in the internet for the posterity. Let's start by new faces. I don't know if today we have any new faces that you'd like to introduce yourself.
Sure. I'm new. My name is Michael Shen. I use Kubebuilder a lot, so I thought I'd check out the meeting.
That's cool. Really thank you for that.
Oh, hello. My name is Jeffrey. I mostly work with SIG API machinery, but I have been around for a while. But it's my first time coming to one of these Kubebuilder meetings.
Cool. Really thank you, Jeffrey.
Hey, I'm Austin. I'm been a user of Kubebuilder for like 3 years now, and I just started a SaaS company where we're using Kubebuilder a lot as well. So excited to be here.
That is great, Chelsea. We really need your help as well to know what we can do better, how to improve. Right. Any other person that you'd like to introduce yourself? No? So let's move forward. So the first item and the most important in the agenda, it's about the new plugin, the deploy image. This plugin is part of the project that Nick has been doing. He's a student. This project is part of the Google Summer Program. And please, Nikki, would you like to introduce yourself and speak a little bit about you before you do the demonstration?
Yes, thank you. So hello everyone, my name is Nikhil Sharma. I'm a student from India pursuing my bachelor's in computer science. So I was selected to work on the deployments plugin, which is a Kubebuilder project for GSOC with Camilla, Rashmi and Varsha as my mentors. So now we'll be taking a look at the plugin. Can we start can I do the demo right now?
Sure. See if you can share your screen.
Okay. So now we'll be taking a look at the plugin, and for that I have made a detailed video explaining the whys and hows of the plugin. So let's get into it.
Now you are seeing your screen.
In this video, we will take a look at Kubebuilder deploy image plugin. We will see why and how can we use it. So what does deploy image plugin do? Deploy image plugin provides to users the whole code, the operator project, following the good practices to deploy and manage an image on a Kubernetes cluster, which is a very common use case. So for doing that, deploy image plugin provides a controller implementation for deploying and managing the image on the cluster. Along with the controller, it provides tests for checking the reconciliation implemented using env-test. Sample YAMLs are also added to the project for creating new custom resources, and these sample YAMLs are updated with the specs used. Operand, which is the image the user wants to deploy and manage, will be added on the manager via an environment variable. We will take a look at that later. It provides API with spec and status implementation done with conditional status. finalizer implementation is also added. So when to use deploy image plugin? If you are just getting started and want to learn about operators, how to build them and use them, you can use deploy image plugin since it will reduce the complexity of trying out operators and experimenting with them. You can use this plugin if you are looking to deploy and manage an image using operator pattern. And if you are looking to speed up, deploy image plugin can come in very handy. So how to use this plugin? After creating a new project with Kubebuilder in it, you can create APIs using this plugin. And while creating the APIs, it is important to specify some flags. The first important flag is the image flag, for informing the image the user wants to deploy and manage. The second important flag is run as user, for specifying the run as user value for the security context. Now comes two optional flags: image container command, for specifying the command to be used to initialize the container image is run in. The second optional flag is image container port, for specifying the port of the container. So what users win when they use this plugin? So the users get tests for the reconciliation implemented by default using NV-test. So by this, users will not need to write the test implementation for their controllers from scratch. They will have a choice of just to build on top of the tests scaffolded in the project according to their custom controllers. So now comes the finalizer. So the reconciliation implemented adds the finalizer that demonstrates how to perform operations before letting the Kubernetes API delete the resource and all that depends on it. The finalizer operation added by default is to create a new event when the user deletes the custom resource. So the image which user needs to deploy gets added on the manager via an environment variable. So the reason of doing that is if user wants to change the version or the whole image used in the operator, then there is no need to change the project code, build a new operator image and then deploy. User can just change the value assigned to the environment variable in the manager YAML and create a new custom resource. So the controller implementation added by default adds and updates the status conditions of the custom resource created accordingly. This provides useful information to the user about the health of the CR created. So let's see how easy it is to build a new operator using this plugin. So for that, we will be doing a demo in which we will build a new operator using the memcached sample. So now we will be building a new operator using deployments plugin and run it locally. So the first step will be to create a new project directory in our Go path. Now we will initialize our project through Kubebuilder in it. Now we will create our API. So we'll specify the group, version and kind. We'll specify the plugin we want to use, that is deployments plugin through plugins flag. We will inform the image through image flag, and we will specify the value of the run as user for security context through run as user flag. Now we will scaffold our manifests. So now we will take a look at the operator project scaffolded. So in the memcache types.go, we can see memcache spec struct, which defines the desired state of the memcache. We can see size field is defined, and we can also see some validations on top of that, which defines the minimum and maximum values. So the idea is that authors can use the open API and do these validations accordingly. In the memcache status struct, which defines the observed state of the memcache, conditions field is added, and we will see what is added in that in our demo. And the memcache struct, which defines the schema for the memcache API, and the memcache list struct, which contains a list of the memcache, are same as we do with other plugins, and same with the init function. So let's take a look at memcache controller.go file. Here we first define our finalizer string, which we'll use while adding a finalizer to our memcache instance. Then we define some strings for managing our status conditions. In the memcache reconciler struct, we can see a recorder is added. This is for implementing our finalizer operation, which is to create a new event. So now in the reconcile function, we first fetch the memcached instance. We do that for checking whether the custom resource for the kind memcached is applied on the cluster or not, and if not, we return nil to stop the reconciliation. If we fetch the memcached instance successfully, we update the status of the memcached instance with starting reconciliation. After that, we check whether the memcached instance have a finalizer or not, and if not, we add a finalizer to it. Then we check that the memcached instance is marked to be deleted or not, which is indicated by the deletion timestamp. And if it is marked to be deleted, we perform our finalizer operation. For performing the finalizer operation, we use do finalizer operation for memcache function. In this function, we create a new event with a message informing that the custom resource is being deleted. A to-do comment is also added for the users, informing that what other cleanup steps they can perform using this do finalizer operation function. After performing the finalizer operation, we update the status of the memcached instance and remove the finalizer. After that, we check if the deployment already exists, and if not, we create a new deployment. For creating a new deployment, we use deployment for memcached function. So this function just returns a new deployment object. But if we see closely, we can see that the image we are getting from a function called image for memcache function. And this image for memcache function is getting the image value from an environment variable. This is the environment variable we talked about, which is added to the manager. So here is the environment variable which is used to store the value of the image. So after the deployment is being created successfully, we check whether the deployment size is the same as defined by the size spec of the custom resource which we are reconciling. And if it is not, we resize our deployment. So now after updating the size, we want to requeue the reconciliation for ensuring the state, and after that we set the status of the memcached instance with a message informing that the deployment for the custom resource has been created successfully. So if we take a look at controller test.go file, this adds test for the reconciliation implemented by default using env test. So for checking the reconciler logic, we first create a CR for the kind memcache. We check the CR was created successfully or not. We use the memcache reconciler to reconcile the CR created, and in the end we check our deployment created. In this way it tests whether our controller works properly or not. So this is the sample YAML which is added to the operator project by default. So the user can use this YAML for creating a custom resource directly. In this spec we can see only size is present, but if user will add new specs for the memcache instance, this sample YAML will be updated with the specs used. So now we will run make install for installing the custom resource definitions. So now if we do kubectl get crd, we can see our crd has been created. So since we are running our operator locally, we need to export the environment variable we are using to store the value of the image before running the operator outside the cluster. So now we will run our controller through make run. So our controller has run successfully. So now we will create our custom resource by applying the sample YAML which is added in the operator project. So we'll apply the YAML. And so now if we do kubectl get memcaches, we can see an instance has been created. So let's check our deployment has been created or not. So yes, deployment has been created and and if we see at the logs of the controller for memcache and creating a new deployment. So let's see to the status conditions we talk about added to the CR. So these are the status conditions added, and we can see a message which is informing that deployment for the custom resource has been created successfully. So we talked about the finalizer operation added by default, which is when the user will delete the custom resource, a new event will be created. So if we delete the custom resource and look at the events, we can see a new event has been created, and the message says that custom resource is being deleted from the namespace default. And if we see the logs of the controller, it says performing finalizer operations for the cache, and after the finalizer operation has performed, it says removing the finalizer for meme cache. And after it is saying that meme cache resource not found since we have deleted the CR. So we also talked about two optional flags which we can specify while creating an API with deploy image plugin. So let's create a new API with also specifying image container command and image container port flag and see what is scaffolded in the operator project when we specify those plugins too. So we'll first initialize the project through Kubebuilder init. So this is the command we previously used, and now we will add the image container command flag specifying the command which should be used for initializing the container, and the image container port flag for specifying the port of the container. Now we will scaffold the manifest. So let's take a look at the operator project when we also specify the container command and container port flags. So in the memecache types.go file, we can see container port has been added to the memecache spec, and in the sample YAML for creating the custom resource, we can see container port has been added to the spec with the value we specified while creating the API. And now in the memecache controller.go file, if we take a look in the deployment for memecache function, in the containers type, we can see ports field has now been added, and the commands field also have been added with the value of the command we specified while creating the API. So with this, I would like to conclude the session. Here is the link of deploy image plugin documentation, and feel free to make any suggestions or raise an issue on GitHub. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. That was very nice. The first thing is, someone would you like to make a question? Jesus is saying, agreed, nice work.
Yes, I could have said that. It was nicely done, well presented. Kudos, great job.
Thank you.
Really nice. Anybody else? Someone would you like to make a question? Try to understand anything better about this plugin? No? So that is great. As Nick said, the intention is this plugin is alpha version. So if you folks be able to test it out and see what do you think, and if you think that the plugin could have more things, or would you like to propose change, or if you find any issue, please don't hesitate in open and interact in the repository for we are able to address and discuss and see how better we can do that. The intention is we try to provide a good example, like a common scenario, something that people can use also to scale up and to speed up. So it's not only for learn and see how to do the things, but also, like for common case, I want to just reconcile a image. I want to like the main cache, or I want the SQL. I want an operator for some operand. So I can go there, just use the plugin. I have all code and I can just put something on top, but mainly always done. So that's cool. I share my screen again. Anybody else would like to bring any other topic that should be interest for the community before we move on for the triage?
Would I be able to bring up a topic?
Okay.
So I'll paste a link in.
Cool. Feel free to speak.
Cool. So this actually has been a project that we've been working on for a while, but just got postponed, and I didn't really get the chance to get this like fully merged. It was started like around a year ago. So the goal of this PR is to get server-side apply integration into the Kubebuilder controller runtime controller tools suite. This is mainly to allow CRDs to be able to use server-side apply properly, because at the moment, if we use the sort of current framework with the types, there are a lot of CRDs that have nullable fields that sometimes will just get wiped when we apply it to the server. And this is not ideal. So this PR introduces this notion of apply configurations, which basically it copies every CRD. It changes the field for every single CRD to be a pointer, such that like all the fields are nullable. And so this solves the problems that we have with CRDs. And there have been quite a lot of reviews. It's been abandoned for a bit, so I'm just trying to revive this and bring this on everyone's radar. If you guys have questions, comments, feedback, feel free to let me know or comment in the PR.
Has
I just
the
wanted to mainly bring this up.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Using server-side apply is something that we've been really trying to do for a while. I was just wondering if you knew if the API server bug that caused spurious resource version updates on server-side apply had been fixed, and if it's safe to use now. I don't know if that really applies here.
I think that might be a different issue.
Okay.
I can look into that. I'm not really sure. I do remember that bug though.
Yeah, that was the main blocker for us using server-side apply. We'll take a look at this too, though. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Could you also put the link for the issue in the agenda so we can try to give you a look as well?
Yeah, sure.
Another thing is we have an issue in the Kubebuilder. I will try to find and put the agenda afterwards. We also try to provide an example using that. So that is very nice, your pull request, because if that gets buried, we can also use that in the examples and everything.
Yeah, I definitely plan to update the Kubebuilder book afterwards once this goes through with all the examples.
That is very cool. Really thank you for bringing that. And sure, I think it would be nice as well, pinging the channel in the control runtime one and ask for reviews, to see if we can move forward with this.
Got it. Okay, thanks.
I know that sometimes is a quite frustrating, right? Because it's a lot of back and forwards and back and forwards. But it's the process, and your contribution shows very nice. So but at some point we will get merged, right? We cannot give up. That's cool. Anybody else would you like to speak something about? No? Anybody else would you like to bring any other topic?
No, I was just gonna clarify with Jeff was that the reason Camilla's having you go to the channel is sometimes some of those folks are not present here today, and there will probably be more questions and other folks that would need to be involved as well, and they're in the channel.
Yeah, and also because it's open for a long time. So when, at least for me, one thing that I do is like when I want to move with something, I ping a lot. There in the channel, please help me in the reviews, please, please, please. Because always someone from the community also can give a look, and someone that um, has faces an issue, or knows something that sometimes we miss. So that's nice.
Yeah, will do. Thanks for the suggestion.
So I think we can move forward for the triage. What do you think, folks?
Makes sense to me.
Let's see. I think that one is the first one. So this one, I remember the scenario. This person would you like to create a Go mod inside under the API director. So would it be possible like export the API to be used in another project? But if I'm not wrong, when we do that change, we run, for example, make manifest controller runtime controller tools, you fail and it doesn't work with this. So I think here what we need to do is like try to reproduce the same, see what if we could propose a solution in controlling tools to allow that, try to better understand the scenario as well to see if it has another ways. So that it requires more investigation too. Any suggestion? Do you think that we leave this one and maybe we come back for the next triage and see if someone has time, effort to check this before we triage? Because maybe it will be not like accepted for this project. Maybe the only change is in the controller tools. The silence. What do you think, folks? Should we do any action here or just leave this one and we can try to check offline and see If someone have time to give a look on that, it will be great. And then we make the comments here. And then we can discuss in the next one. Here, the comments was like just to clarify the description, but that is done now. So silence, I will move for GFGs. Okay. This one is from Almog. He would like to make a distinct between plugins and bundle plugins. We have the plugins that is a unit, and the bundle plugins is like the API that allows us create a solution by composition. So we can say plugin, I have the plugin A that is a composition from G, F, and G, for example. So that means when we call Kubebuilder init, we will call the Kubebuilder the implementation of the subcommand from A, then from B, and then from C. However, I don't know exactly where you would like to make this change. I did ask that, like the only place that we have like and use the bundle plugin is in the documentation here, like create your own plugin. So we explain like the language-based plugin, and here we say like we explain that the bundle plugin allows you do this composition. So for example, here we have a this plugin and we have a this plugin. If we call the init command of this plugin, we will call the init of cheese and then the init of cheese. If you call the create API from the bundle one, the plugin that we are building here, we will call the create API from cheese and then from cheese. So I don't know exactly what we is the suggestion to change, or better change what exactly. And I don't see a problem as well if you didn't name. I don't know what you think, folks, because it's like a bundle. Is I don't know what name, what better name we would have as well. And if you will change, we need to see, for example, new bundle, right? If you want to change the cheese, new bundle, cheese is I exported. So we need to like deprecate this one and then create the other one and still keep both maintained. Thoughts on this one? Hello. He put here, I suggest change the names, only the docs and the comments. The problem is more also when we make it, when communicating. It's not a tech issue.
Yes, bundle plugins.
I think if anyone reads this document and is not clear and you'd like to make a proposal for the document, we can discuss the proposal, but I don't know exactly what we need to change to make it that better.
Yeah, because we don't really expose.
Remove the plugin from here, use the bundle to create the language.
Yeah,
Plugins.
bundle has a different connotation, especially from the operator SDK side.
That
Yeah,
is my fault as well. Like we need to specify bundle of what, right?
Yeah, so I think the confusion might be coming in because a bundle is technically a plugin, but a plugin isn't a bundle. And so when you're saying bundle plugin, it might be a little confusing for those that aren't aware of that a bundle is essentially just a set of plugins and is a plugin itself. They might think that that is like a specific kind of plugin, and rather than a bundle of plugins.
Do you see how we could clarify that if it should make it clear that the bundle is a plugin and is a plugin that has many plugins inside, it's a composition. Do you see how we could improve that?
I don't know how to phrase it in line.
Maybe
It's
create a
almost
notation, a
it's
note.
either yeah, it's almost like either a note or a glossary and have it link over there.
Does flipping it around help? Like plug and bundle?
Yeah, I mean, I think that that would help, but I wonder if maybe we say something like, you can extend the CLI by creating a bundle of plugins, or something like that, rather than, because I think that the key piece is that the code highlighted piece saying bundle plugin makes, like, just focusing in on that section makes you think that there's a plugin called bundle or something like that. So rephrasing it somehow, yeah, I think plugin bundle is better, but I don't know if that will get across the same kind of idea if we're not saying like what is a bundle. I think maybe we need to, like Jesus has it said, fully define what a bundle is and provide that definition.
If we came in the documents, for example, anyone create your own, you see that we have like these notes. So we could, I don't know, create what a bundle of plugins means and try to describe.
Yeah, I think if we rephrased it to like plugin bundle and then we say what is a plugin bundle, we can then define, like we can put more information as to what a plugin bundle actually is.
Maybe we can put like maybe we can also put like some link for a partner design composition, try to for the composition partner design, something like that to try to clarify. Would you like to work on this one? Sorry.
I don't think. I mean, the composition explanation might help, but I think the way it's written now, the thing that's causing confusion is that it thinks like it is a first class citizen. And in reality, bundle is just
A
like
plugin.
Bryce said, it's a plugin. It's a collection of plugins, but it is also a plugin itself, and it's meant for grouping plugins to make it easier to compose them, but not necessarily. It's not like exposed to the users, and like we don't treat it any different. You basically, it has its name, so that's the name we give it. I mean, that's the name you pass in.
Yeah, that matters only for those that who will use the tool as API, right? If I have a project and then I import Kubebuilder as a lib, and I create my plugins and things like that.
Yeah.
So would you like someone trying to improve this documentation? Take this one.
I can take it if no one else wants it. It's Jesus.
I know.
Well, not everyone else knows.
Okay. I accept. I think it's only documents, right?
Yep.
And remove the other ones. I can put it here. No. It's cool. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. Nice. Okay. Yeah, that we really need to change the release. I have been doing the release manually, and the problem with the release is we need to pass the GitHub token for because we need like after build the binaries, we need to update them and put them here, right? So if you check, I try something for the last one, but it didn't work. If you check here, I think is here. No, is here. Okay, I try to pass the GitHub token that is generated automatically, like in the same way that we do with the GitHub Actions, but that didn't work to do the build in the G Cloud. So we have an option here because in the G Cloud it has a secret, and we could use a personal token, for example, and use the T-secret and then put the value as it was before with the token here, right? Encrypted. But the problem, why that is the way that it was before, and it stopped to work because the token that was there, the token that was here expired. I think it was from the root. But this solution is not good, right? We could do that. I could create in my personal account, but I also didn't want to put in my personal account because that is not a nice one. So a way to solve that. So I was thinking that the best approach was like spend the effort here to fix that change. Use it. We have the Go release already. So would it be like instead of do the build in the Google Cloud, do the build here and leave the Google Cloud to the other artifacts and to the other things. But just start to use the GitHub Actions instead to build the release, and then we solve this problem because then any person can go there, create the tag as should be, and do the release. I just had no time and effort to try to work on that. If someone would like to work on this and ping me to if you need any help. I think that is the best idea. We have a task to do that. Eric would do, but Eric is no longer between us, so we have nobody work on that. And try to solve the release. Questions is clear, like what is the problem? Could I share properly? And how in the past we thought that should be the best approach, like moving for GitHub Actions instead.
Is it kind of like, is it similar to the old SDK way of doing a release? Back when we used to build the binaries and upload them and things like that?
No,
Or is it
because
a
it
little
is
different?
using Go Releaser as well.
Oh, so it does use Go Releaser? Okay.
Yeah, the only thing is like instead we use GitHub Actions, we are doing that in the Google Cloud. So
Oh, okay.
we run the script inside of the Google Cloud, and that is the problem. We cannot pass the GitHub token as we pass for the GitHub Actions, because if we use that syntax for GitHub Actions, that works. I tried to do that for the latest ones to see if we could solve it this way, but it didn't pass. Doesn't work. Only work with GitHub Actions. I didn't found not the only way that I know that we can do that is like using the secret. So, but then that means create a GitHub token from a personal account. I could not find a way like how to create a GitHub token from Kubebuilder, right? From the project. I didn't find a way. Need to be from end user. And it's not possible. I didn't find a way to say, okay, I want a token, and I want a token only to allow do this and only for this project. So if I create a token from my account, for example, and do this ugly way of the secret stuff, the other problem is like this token, if something goes wrong and someone has access in the Google Cloud, take the secret and encrypt the token, this person can use my account to in all repos, in everything.
Yeah. I don't mind taking this on, but it won't happen soon, and I will probably have to recruit folks to help.
Yeah, we can leave here. I put it for me and I didn't have time to work.
Yeah. I mean, I think it is needed, and I know that this is one of those things that the problem comes up every time we go and do a release, and then we put it away and forget about it until we do the next release, and then it's like, we really should solve this. So
Exactly. I think we have another thing that I put here, bad credentials. Actually, I have been fixing many problems and then stopping this one. Actually, what we can do, I think we have this old one. I can try to find the other task and leave like only one task for solve release problems, because we have a cheats problem and like a meta issue, and the other problem is with the release notes. So we have a tool that we use it to create the release notes. Just to share that you take all titles from the pull requests and you create this one like with the symbols and this bug and blah blah blah. This one I need to shape manually, but if you get the other ones, like let's check the other ones, for example, here. So that generates everything. So before we could use the tool, go there was like you create the tag and the release draft was created, was updated with the release notes and the artifacts automatically. But the release notes also has been no longer working, but that is only the Google Cloud as well. If we move to GitHub Actions, that is another problem that is solved, because in the Google Cloud, we cannot install anymore the model, because now is 1.18 as well, so we cannot use go get and and install the model. So and it has a place, it has a configuration to be done to be able to do the installation. So it's not so simple. It's not like GitHub Actions. GitHub Actions, I think it's actually the best way, because everybody can go there and do and fix the stuff and change the things, and you don't need any extra permission. I spoke too much. Do you want to say something, Jesus? We finish with the time as well.
No, I mean, I think this is more of a, it's definitely not trivial, and it'll require some effort, but I
What are
think
you?
we can at least do some sort of plan. I think GitHub Action, if we can replicate what we're doing with SDK and make it similar, or at least reuse some of that stuff, maybe.
I think that is the path, right? Because we have here the goal release. It's more or less using the same GitHub action, but you call choose one instead.
Okay.
I think you what it has in our mind is exactly what it has in mind. Like what is the effort to move here? Because it has the goal release already. It is more like create the GitHub action, more or less the same way that we have in SDK.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I can put my name on it, and then you and I can have conversations maybe, and then we can kind of figure out some tasks and
Sure.
and then maybe hand some of those off.
What I do is like, I think we have more than one task here about the problems. I will close everything and create a meta show and put all problems and like where is all pieces, and then I ping you.
Okay, sounds good.
And I really
All
thank
right.
you for trying to help on that.
Cool. Thanks, Camilla, for hosting, and thanks everyone for attending.
Really thank everyone for the attending. Again, really thank you, Nick, for your incredible work. It is so nice. It's really, really nice. Your plugin, you help, I think, a lot of users and a lot of people. At least me, helping me a lot already. I answered like at least 10 questions just to point out the code of your plugin so far. So help it. At least for me, it was helpful. So thank you, everybody, for attend and to collaborate. And Jesus, thank you too much.
Thanks all. Bye.